You didn't break a heart. You broke a system. If you want to stop cheating from ever happening again, stop treating it like a moral failure and start diagnosing the real problem. In this video, I'll show you the real problem, but most importantly, I'll show you how to fix it like a mechanic, step by step. We'll diagnose what failed and why, replace the worn parts, and realign the system so this never happens again. A mechanic doesn't guess, he diagnoses. If you want to stop cheating, start by finding the real failure, not the annoying symptoms. The tough news is that fixing a marriage is maintenance work. The relieving news is you don't need a new car, because it will have problems too. Instead, you need to learn the small and consistent repairs that keep your marriage rolling. These beat expensive overhauls every time. So put your vehicle in park, pop the hood, and let's see how we can get you tuned up and back on the road, riding better than you ever have before. My name is Jordan Joaquim, and I'm a licensed mental health therapist and marriage counselor. I've been working in this field for over 10 years, but when we're here, try not to think of me as just an experienced professional. When we're here, I'm a friend that's here to help you save your family. So let's not waste any more time. Your family life is on the line. Let's get to work. In my work with couples, I found that the largest contributor to relationship and marital problems is connection. That's both an actual loss of connection and the perceived losing of connection. Don't feel so bad if you're going through this. We all are. Or at least we all should if we aren't doing the maintenance work. I won't be talking much on one of the tools I created to do the maintenance work, but you can check out the description if you want to grow your toolbox. The first link in the description of this video will be my marriage-saving ebook, How to Love Her Like Christ Loved the Church. Everything that exists is slowly breaking down. In science, we call this the law of entropy. Your car, your house, and yes, your marriage, if left alone, is breaking down slowly. This is why the metaphor of fixing our marriages like a mechanic works so well. And we'll jump into that next, but first, I told you I would explain why people cheat in the first place. So let's do that. Contrary to what people think, infidelity most often grows out of emotional disconnection, unmet needs, and relationship neglect, not just an opportunity for sex. We are social creatures that crave connection. It's how we've survived since our childhood. First, our connections are to our parents. Then we create connections with our friends, and finally, connections with our spouses. When that connection is lost, or we're fearful of it being lost, we struggle, suffer, and sometimes seek out opportunities to connect with others. Many times we think the physical act of cheating will fill that void, but our world shatters as we realize that it doesn't. If you're fortunate, you repent and repair this quickly. If you're not, you run the risk of creating a habit that will work to ruin the future of all your future relationships until you rid yourself of it. Rebuilding connection addresses these root causes by restoring safety, desire, and mutual investment. Research shows that emotional dissatisfaction and unmet needs are the leading drivers of affairs. And healing requires targeted relational work rather than just simple apologies. So the simple answer is, people cheat because of a loss of or fear of losing connection. Keeping that connection takes consistent work, and I'll discuss that in the following video. So hit like and subscribe if this information can benefit you in the future as well. For those already subscribed, let's keep moving into the next portion of this video. Mechanics diagnose, repair, and prevent breakdowns using repeatable steps. Those steps are diagnostics, which is finding the real failure points, things like emotional distance, secrecy, unmet needs. Replacing worn parts, which is changing behaviors that enable betrayal, things like boundaries, secrecy, addictive patterns. Realigning systems, which is restoring shared goals, roles, and expectations. Sealing leaks, which is rebuilding honesty, transparency, and safety. Cooling the engine, which is managing the stress, shame, and reactivity. Preventive maintenance, which is routines that keep connection healthy. Check-ins, rituals, and accountability. Each one of these mechanic actions becomes a concrete relational practice that doesn't just repair the causes of cheating, but also reduces the chances of it happening again. We can do better than that quick summary though, so let's zoom in and get more into detail. Stage 1, diagnostics. How to find out what actually failed. What mechanics do? They're running tests, listening for odd noises, inspecting worn parts. Does it seem like the distance between you two is the same as the manufacturer rating? Think about how it was at the beginning of the relationship. Are all needs being met, not just the physical ones? How connection fixes it. Through connection, we have an honest, non-defensive assessment which reveals why the affair happened in the first place. We're using structured questions and data, not blame. Some practical steps to take are making a diagnostic appointment. Set a time at a neutral place with no interruptions. Say something like, I need to understand what happened so I can fix it. Tell me in your words, what were you missing in our relationship? We're collecting details, times, patterns, emotional triggers, unmet needs. I say this all the time, but avoid immediate solutions. First, we're just focusing on understanding. This matters because an accurate diagnosis prevents us from just treating the symptoms, something like only addressing sex, while missing out on the underlying problem, emotional neglect. Phase 2, we're replacing worn parts, which is changing the behaviors that enabled that breakdown. What are mechanics doing? They're removing damaged components and installing new, reliable parts. Usually those damaged components are behaviors or lack of behavior. How connection fixes that? We're replacing secrecy, poor boundaries, and avoidance with transparency, clear boundaries, and accountability. Some concrete actions to take are transparency. Share your phone access. Set some social media boundaries. Check in with each other daily. Behavioral contracts. Make some specific commitments. Things like no private chats with our exes, or avoiding certain locations. Enlisting an accountability partner or therapist. This is just a second set of eyes to make sure the new parts are installed correctly. Phase 3, realigning systems. We're fixing misalignments that create pressures and drifts. What mechanics do? They adjust the alignment so wheels are tracking straight and parts are wearing evenly. The systems we need to realign are our goals, roles, and expectations. So how does connection fix that? By restoring a shared purpose so both partners move in the same direction. Some practical steps are sharing goals. List 3 short and 3 long-term relationship goals. Role clarity. Define who's handling what emotionally and practically. Things like childcare, finances, emotional check-ins. Weekly summary meeting. Just 15 minutes to discuss what has been working well this week. Why this matters? Because misalignment creates stress, and unmet expectations are the common precursors to someone seeking connection elsewhere. Phase 4, we're sealing the leaks. We're rebuilding trust through small and consistent repairs. What mechanics are doing? Replacing gaskets, tightening fittings, stopping fluid loss. How connection fixes this? Consistently honest, small trustworthy acts, and predictable presence stops the leaks of trust. Some concrete actions you can take: make micro promises. These are small daily commitments. Things like texting when you'll be home late, or sharing a calendar update if there's been some change. Take part in repair rituals. These are immediate and specific apologies with corrective actions when mistakes happen. Transparency logs. This is when you're monitoring your daily or weekly temptations, triggers, or stressors. If you're consistent with this for 30 to 90 days, trust will start rebuilding. Phase 5, cool the engine. We're lowering the stress, shame, and reactivity. What mechanics do? They're checking and refilling cooling systems to prevent overheating and failure. How connection fixes this? It's teaching us emotional regulation, so arguments don't escalate into secrecy or poor response behaviors. Some practical steps to do: take a timeout. Agree on a signal and duration for a timeout. If it's a major argument, you can make a 24-hour rule to wait before engaging in the next big conversation. Grounding practices. Using breathing exercises, short walks, or 5-minute pause to reduce reactivity. Shame work. This is where the betrayer practices naming what caused the shame, and the betrayed practices naming what hurt them without weaponizing it. Phase 6, preventive maintenance. These are the routines that keep the relationship running well. What mechanics are doing? Scheduled tune-ups, oil changes, and inspections. How connection is fixing this? We're creating regular customs to prevent disconnection and also catch the small problems before they become affairs. Here's a quick maintenance checklist. Let's do a weekly check-in. 15 minutes. We're checking the emotional temperature, talking about our wins and our needs. Monthly, we're sharing our accomplishments to encourage more of this energy. Quarterly, do a system review. Revisit goals, boundaries, and overall progress. Annually, we're doing a deep tune-up, something that's therapeutic or like a retreat. This is with a professional, like a couples intensive. But you also want to make sure you're spending quality, intimate time with one another, like a couple's trip. No kids if possible. If you like the information shared in this video or my way of presenting it, please show your appreciation by giving me a like. If you want to keep adding tools to your toolbox, make sure to hit the subscribe. Remember, sharing is caring. Don't be greedy and send this to a buddy who could use a good word as well. If you want to take your transformation to the next level, don't miss out on my marriage-saving ebook, How to Love Her Like Christ Loved the Church. It's a marriage-saving book meant to also help you from the inside out, so you can be in better alignment with the one who created us all. Make the rest of your marriage the best years of your marriage, and click the first link in the description of this video. Bravo to you for making it to the end of the video. That's a sign that you are truly looking to change and grow. It's an honor to be a part of that with you. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments of this or the next video, which will be starting up right now. Until then, God bless you and your family.